Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, you're welcome to Sew with Mediva. And if you're a returning subscriber or a returning viewer, thank you for sticking to my channel. So in today's video, I'll be showing you guys how to cut and sew this trending bubu with a V-shaped scrub neckline. And this dress also has pockets on the sides. So I achieved this style using 2 yards of African print fabric and half yard of crepe fabric. And this video is very detailed, very easy to follow, and very beginners friendly. So if something you are interested in, make sure to watch till the end so that you don't miss out on any detail. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel. So I made use of 2 yards of this African print fabric. You can make use of 3 yards depending on how big you want yours to be, and I made use of half yard of crepe fabric for the neckline. So I have my tape roll here, I have my scissors and my chalk. So let's go ahead to fold up the fabrics. So we'll be cutting out the front and the back panels together, and I have both fabrics here. So I have them in a fold of 2. The front panel is in a fold of 2 and the back panel is also in a fold of 2. So the front and the back are both equal because there is no zipper. So to get the wideness of fabric to fold, go ahead to divide your round hip measurement by 4. Mine is 11.5 inches and I added 5 extra inches to it for the bubu effect. So if you want your bubu wider or bigger, you can add 7 inches or 8 inches to your round hip measurements divided by 4. So I'll go ahead to mark a line at the upper part, which is going to be the shoulder line. So the full length of this bubu is 37 inches and I added 2 extra inches to it for the folding at the base. So after that, the next thing is to mark out the neckline. So the wideness of the neckline that I worked with is 3 inches. So for this kind of style, 3 inches is very okay. And then the depth of the back panel neckline is 1.5 inches. So I'll go ahead to connect the points together this way. So after doing that, the next thing is to mark the front panel neckline, which is in form of a V-shaped neckline. So I'm going to come down by 9 inches. So you can decide to make yours 10 inches, just depends on how low you want the neckline to be. So I came down by 9 inches for the depth of my neckline. And then from that 9 inch, I'm going to come in by 1 inch. So that 1 inch I marked, I'm going to take it up all the way to the neck width this way. Just follow what I'm doing. So this is the front neckline. So after that, I'll come over to this opened angle of the fabric and come down by 1 inch. From that shoulder line, I'll come down by 1 inch. This is for the shoulder slope. And then I'll connect it all the way to the neckline this way. So after doing that, the next thing is to mark the armhole opening. So I'll come over from this 1 inch that I came down. I'm going to take my round armhole measurements divided by 2. Mine is 9 inches and I'm going to add 1 inch to it, making 10 inches. This is what we have. So after marking the armhole opening, I'm going to come down to my hip line. So from my shoulder to my hip line is 24.5 inches. I'll mark it out. And then on that hip line area, towards the open angle again, I'm going to come in by 1 inch. So from that 1 inch, I'll connect it all the way to the armhole area. And then I'll also extend it all the way down. So this is what we have. So let's go ahead to cut it out. So I added half an inch to that shoulder areas for the joining. So we're going to cut out the back neckline first. When we separate the fabrics, we'll cut out the front neckline. So after cutting out, this is what we have. So let's go ahead to separate them from each other. So this is the back neckline. This is what it looks like. So let's cut out the front neckline. So to cut out the front neckline, you're going to cut that 1 inch that we came in by first, just the way you see me doing in the video. And then you take the V-shaped neckline now. So when you open up the front panel, this is what the neckline should look like. It should look this way. This is where we are going to have the scrub neckline. So let's go ahead to start joining the fabrics together. So the next thing we want to do is to join the shoulders of the front and the back panels. So I'm going to place them on each other this way, right sides facing each other. And then using that ½ inch that we added while cutting, I'm going to close up the shoulder areas. So go ahead to stitch the shoulder areas close this way. Join it together using ½ inch, and when I'm done with that, we'll proceed to the neckline. So after joining the shoulders, this is what it looks like. So the next thing is to work on the scrub neckline. So go ahead to open up the neckline of your dress this way. After opening up, go ahead to measure what you have all around the neckline. Starting from one edge, go ahead to measure it this way. So just measure what you have, just as you can see me doing in the video. So after measuring mine, I have 28 inches, but I'm going to add extra 10 inches to that 28 inches to make up 38 inches, because you don't want the fabric to be too short in front. So I'm going to cut out a fabric that is 38 inches long, and then the wideness of the fabric is going to be 5 inches. So let me go ahead to cut it and show you guys what it looks like. So I have cut out the fabric I'll be using as the scrub neckline, and I also ironed my hair stay to the wrong side so that the fabric can have a bit of weight. So the wideness of the fabric I want for the neckline is 2 inches. So I went ahead to cut out 5 inches wide fabric. So when I fold it into 2 equal parts, I'll have 2.5 inches on each side. So the extra ½ inch is going to be for joining to the neckline of my dress. So to join this to the neckline of your dress, go ahead to open up the neckline this way. So after opening up, the first thing is to get the midpoint of this collar. So the length of my collar, like I said earlier, is 38 inches. I added 10 inches to the initial 28 inches. So the first thing now is to get the midpoint of this collar. So fold it into 2 this way, and then towards the opened angle, mark out the midpoint. You can mark it on both sides. And also on the neckline of your dress, go ahead to get the midpoint of the back panel. So get the midpoint of the back panel and just notch it out. So after notching, I'll open up the neckline this way, and then I'll take my collar. So go ahead to merge the point where you marked on the collar, which is towards the open angle. Merge it to the point you notched on the neckline and use your pins to hold it down. So I'll use my pins to hold the collar to the neckline this way. So after holding it down, I'm going to just continue using my pins to hold the collar to the neckline all the way down. So just follow what I'm doing. So just go ahead to keep using your pins to hold the collar to the neckline this way. So keep using your pins to hold it down to the neckline this way, just as you can see me doing in the video. So when you get to the end, come over to the other side and also repeat the same thing. So after doing that, this is what we have. So this is the reason why I say you should cut out excess, because more of this fabric is going to go inside the neckline this way. So this is why you need extra fabrics when you are cutting out the collar. So after using the pin to hold it down, the next thing is to take it to the sewing machine and stitch it together using ½ inch. So when stitching, make sure you come down by ½ inch on this side. Like come down from this point by ½ inch. That's where your stitch is going to stop. I hope you guys understand. Do the same thing for the other side. Make sure your stitch comes down below the fabric this way by ½ inch. Stitch it all the way down to that point. Stitch it all the way around the neckline. So let me bring it closer for you guys to see. So what you want to do is to join the neckline and the collar together. And then when joining, you stop at this point that I marked, just ½ inch inside the fabric this way. So after joining together, I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. So guys, after I stitch the collar and the neckline together, this is what it looks like. So I'll go ahead to iron it out. So after doing that, I'm going to notch this angle. So just what I'm going to do. So this point I marked, I'm going to notch it opened. It's like an angle, just notch that point opened this way. So after I notch that point open, this is what you should have. So what I'm going to do now is to tuck in this remaining part of the fabric to the wrong side this way. So after you tuck in, you're going to have something that looks like this on the right side. So you can see the V-shaped neckline is coming out already. So go ahead to notch that point very well so that what you have on the right side will look very neat. So this is what we have. So you can see how beautiful it looks. So I'll go ahead to iron it out. So after I've tucked it in, I'm going to flip it now to the wrong side. So when you flip it to the wrong side, it is going to appear this way on the wrong side. So I'll go ahead to use my pin to just hold down the two fabrics together. So I'll hold it down together this way. So after using my pins to hold it down, I'm going to flip it to the right side to confirm that the neckline is still in place. So this is what I have in front. You can see that the neckline is still in place. So go ahead to flip it over to the wrong side, and then look at this half an inch that we have here. Go ahead to stitch it together now with the neckline this way. So you're going to stitch it from the point where your stitch stopped. Go ahead to stitch this point together with the collars. Stitch it all the way down together just like this. I hope you guys understand. So use your pin to just hold it down. Hold the three fabrics together. So you're going to have something that looks like this. And then go ahead to stitch it together all the way down. So when I'm done with that, I'll show you guys what it looks like. So after I was done inserting the neckline, this is what it looks like, and I have also ironed it out. So when you are done with yours, you should have something that looks just like this. So the next thing to do is to attach the red fabric to the sleeve. So this part is optional, you can decide to leave yours that way. So I'll measure what I have there, which is about 20 inches, and then I'll go ahead to cut out my. So I have cut out the fabric I'll be attaching to the sleeve, and the wideness of the fabric I have here is 3 inches. I also ironed my hair stitch to it and I folded it up. So I'm going to place it on the sleeve this way. This is the open angle. I'll place it on it this way, and then I'll just stitch it all the way down. So I'm using this fabric to just extend the length of my sleeve. I hope you guys understand. And it also serves as a design on the dress. So when I'm done with that side, I'll do the same thing for the other side. I'll stitch it together using half of an inch, and then I'll show you guys the next thing to do. So after I added the extra fabric to the sleeve, this is what it looks like. So you can see how neat it came out. So before we close up the sides, I'm going to insert the pocket first. So I'm going to turn it over this way. And I've also gone ahead to cut out the fabrics I want to use as my pocket. So how deep I want my pocket to be is 10 inches, and the wideness is 8 inches, and I have 4 pieces of it. So I'll come over to this shoulder line and come down by 18 inches, or you can do 19 inches. And then the wideness of the pocket, like I said, is 8 inches. So I'll mark it there, and then I'll pick one of the fabrics I have cut out and place it right sides facing each other this way on the marked point, and then I'll use my pins to hold it down to the front part. So right now I'll go ahead to notch this point, this pocket point, on both the front and the back panels. Notch the point that you know where to attach the pocket at the back. So I'll come over to the other side, and then I'll repeat the same thing. Come down by 19 inches, and then I would also take the 8 inches wideness, and then I'll go ahead to just notch it on both the front and the back panels. So after notching, I'm going to place the fabric on it this way, and then go ahead to use my pin to hold it down. So after that, I'll turn it over to the back. So we're going to repeat the same process on the back panels. This is the reason why we notched the pocket area. So I'm just going to place it on the notched point and use my pins to hold it down. So after that, I'll go ahead to stitch it down. So after using your pins to hold down the fabrics to your dress, go ahead to stitch them together. So after I'm done stitching, I'll show you guys the next thing to do. So guys, after I stitched this fabric down to my dress, this is what it looks like. So I stitch it on all 4 sides. So the next thing to do is to close up the sides of the dress. So I'm going to flip it over to the wrong side now. So go ahead to arrange it this way. So if you want this sleeve to appear like a turn up, you're going to fix that red part into the right side, but for mine I want that an extension, so I'm going to go ahead to stitch it. When I get to this pocket part, I'll lift my footer up and turn the fabric and then go ahead to close up the pocket. So when you're stitching the pocket, you can stitch it in form of a curve this way. I hope you guys understand. You can stitch it in form of a curve this way, and then when you get to this side, you leave the footer up again and turn the fabric and stitch the sides closed. When I'm done with that, I'll come over to the other side, arrange it very well, and then I'll go ahead to use 1 inch to close it up. I'll do the same thing like I explained on the other side. Lift your footer up, turn the fabric and close up the pocket this way, following this shape, and then you close up the remaining side. So when I'm done with that, I'll also finish up the base of the dress by folding in twice. So this depends on how much allowance you added to the base. I'll fold in twice and stitch it all around. So when I'm done, I'll show you guys the finished product. So after closing up the sides, this is what it looks like. So before you turn it over to the right side, you have to notch this armhole curved area. So go ahead to cut the seam open on this armhole area. So this is going to help that part relax very well on the right side even before you iron it. So as you can see, mine relaxed very well because I have notched it open already. So this is what it looks like even before ironing. So this is what you have, and this is the pocket on the side, so you can see how neat it came out and how beautiful it looks. So I also finished up the base of the dress just like I said. I folded in twice, and this is the pocket on the other side. So guys, this is where we'll be ending this video for today. I hope you found it useful and I hope you learned something new. So this bubu can also be made in the long form. You can just use the same method, but yours can be longer. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you found it useful. Leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, share this video to your loved ones, put a notification bell so that when I post new videos you'll be notified. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.